vibes are not good. But I did experience good vibes when I went on the Jillian Michaels. I've always been a fan of her, because I absolutely love fitness. I love health. And she has always offered that and, has always been a person who used her platform to speak about the harms of movements that are not actually promoting health under the guise of wanting to keep you mentally healthy, but not physically healthy. Physical health isn't, you cannot extract that from your mental health. Anyways, she has a podcast called Keeping It Real with Jillian Michaels, and it was fun. It's always fun to sit down with someone who you're on the opposite side of the spectrum with, when it's not hostile and you're just sharing information. And I know I totally blew her mind about a couple of topics, but I wanted to show you this one clip because we were discussing George Floyd. And I know that so many people that watch this show are like, I still disagree with you about George Floyd. And so here is a friendly banter between me and Jillian Michaels regarding that topic. Take a listen.
He's crying for his mother.
Okay.
Get the
I'm about to wake you up. Ready?
Girl,
I'm about to take your red pill.
Get off.
No,
he
no.
was handcuffed.
I'm about to give you the red pill.
He almost sprayed the people in the crowd.
Red pill, blue pill. You only get one.
Give me the.
I'm going to hit you with the red pill.
I want the red one.
Have you ever seen the full arrest tape?
No.
You've only seen 9 minutes that were shot on the side of the sidewalk by Darnella Frazier because the Minnesota prosecution locked down the full arrest tape from the officers. You watch it, your whole mind is going to explode. Okay. First and foremost, they tried to peaceably arrest this man. It's very clear he ingested more, whatever was in his car, trying to get away with it, whatever. They peaceably put him in the back of a cruiser, okay? And he says, I don't want to be in the car because I can't breathe. I have claustrophobia. The guys say, we just took you out of this car. What do you mean you have claustrophobia? Why are you acting funny? He asks the guy in the car who was with him, did he just ingest something? Did he do something? George Floyd asks the police officer to put him on the ground himself. Mama, which the media didn't tell you, they made you think that he was calling for his mom. It's not true. And there's a previous arrest where he also calls for his mom, where he survived, which was like from a month earlier because he was a repeat offender.
The mom thing, I'll never get that out of my head.
They never showed you the in the court case who testified and said, "I'm Mama." His white girlfriend was Mama. Okay, he was calling. He was calling. 1,000% facts. The media never showed this. It was so irresponsible. But his girlfriend testified and said that, I'm Mama. It's what they call each other affectionately. And obviously they were still in a relationship. And I just always think about, and what her and I discussed is, had the media had been more responsible in just reporting on the facts, even if you came to the conclusion he'd still be alive today, even if it was because he ingested something, there was something different Derek Chauvin could have done in the end, we would not have been at each other's throats if these simple facts, at least in the way that we were, if these simple facts were introduced with more clarity, with more perspective, with an aim to actually be more honest and not just wanting to see people war with one another, which is really what it came about. And I really strongly encourage you, because you can now find that on YouTube, encourage you, if you have only ever seen the 9-minute arrest tape, for you to watch the entire thing. Like, go on YouTube, watch the entire thing, because it will change your perspective on the media. And like I said to her, it should have been a story about drug abuse, opioid abuse, and things that would have brought Americans closer together, because everyone knows about, has dealt with addiction in some capacity. I believe so. I don't know a single person whose lives have not been touched by addiction in some capacity, someone in their family, someone they love. And the media just never wanted that. And now I understand why that is. Anyways, we also got into Harvey Weinstein. So here is another clip from her podcast. There were so many women who spoke out, like, who actually put him in prison? What was the case? What was the story? And I went back after I spoke to him, and I was like, he's got to be guilty of something. And it blew my mind, like, how much the media can make you think you're getting information when actually you're getting nothing. You're getting nothing. They just like inundate you. This woman spoke out and she hates Harvey, and he said he grabbed her butt, and she said blah, blah, blah. None of these people brought this into the courtroom. They were just saying this at the same time. And the ones that brought it into the courtroom, they were getting their cases dismissed for very valid reasons, because they couldn't describe his penis, which is unique and one of a kind, because he had gangrene and he had his balls removed. So they were all saying he made me fondle his balls, but Harvey Weinstein doesn't have balls. So one by one, these women just got plucked out of the courtroom because they couldn't describe the fact. They were describing him, it didn't exist. He got gangrene in the 90s, which ended up being a lifesaver for him in the courtroom when all these women just wanted money.
What?
The story is nuts. Or no nuts.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Genuinely, it was such a fun discussion. You can find that over on her YouTube channel. And it is just refreshing for people who don't agree with things to be able to have a conversation without wanting to kill one another. I think that that is just really refreshing. It's like we're stepping into a new era. So I wanted to promote that and to promote her podcast. She was so kind. Also, I went on Howie Mandel's podcast, which is entitled Howie Mandel Does Stuff. He hosts it with his daughter, Jacqueline Schultz. I found out that he's been married for like 45 years. I think he's the only person in Hollywood that can say that they've been married to the same woman for 45 years. So that in and of itself is pretty big, but you can watch that as well. That's up on YouTube. Anyways, guys, I have to get to this story because this is like, we're like beyond parody right now. So, last year when I was like getting super smeared, the New York Post came in and they were working with this organization, Stop Anti-Semitism, and they named me Anti-Semite of the Year, which is just crazy. If you know anything about my background and where I grew up, and it's just crazy. Anyways, they're getting more aggressive in who they're going after and demanding and who they're accusing of being funded by Qatar. So in case you're not familiar, we have this woman on YouTube. I think she's got, what, Skylar, 30 million subscribers, maybe 14 million subscribers. I got to check right now. Her name is Miss Rachel. I know Miss Rachel because when you have a baby or a toddler, you know Miss Rachel. It's like one of the YouTube shows where she speaks to infants. She's like, say mama, mama. Literally, this is what Miss Rachel does. And she has amassed millions upon millions of people that turn that on for their babies to learn how to say mama. She's a YouTube star. Well, now the New York Post, this is a real headline in conjunction with Stop Anti-Semitism, who they obviously work with, are demanding that Miss Rachel be investigated for spreading Hamas propaganda because, as you might imagine, if you dedicate your whole life to children and teaching and have a YouTube channel, then you're probably going to be upset about kids being blown up in the Middle East. And so on her Instagram, she didn't say anything radical. First, I'm just going to show you her show so you understand the simplicity of her show, the person that they are now accusing of being funded by Qatar. Take a listen.
Hi, friends. Who wants to play a game?
Oh, Elmo does. Me too.
Yeah, me three.
Oh, what should we play, Miss Rachel?
Yeah, I know the perfect game. Let's play hide and seek. And you can play with us too.
Yeah, that woman right there, funded by Qatar. Stop anti-Semitism. They are literally calling for the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to investigate her because they are essentially saying that she is colluding with Hamas. Like, this is a real tweet. Like, it's, if you know Miss Rachel and you know her channel, we, like I said, have moved past parody. Like, we are in a Will Ferrell skit. She promoted a starving child from Gaza. This is what they're charging her with. The photo was a child who actually had cystic fibrosis. Well, no, the child had cystic fibrosis, and on top of that, the child was starving. And so she promoted Hamas's false stat of 14,000 plus kids killed. I don't think that was a false stat, so I don't know. Like, but she's not allowed to talk about this. Let me show you one of her posts that got her into trouble. She's like not allowed to post. You want to pull up her Instagram? Yeah, she posted, "Stop dehumanizing Palestinian children." And so now Stop Anti-Semitism is after her. They want this woman canceled. Your kids will not be able to watch Elmo and her say mama and dance to Sesame Street because they are calling upon Pam Bondi to deal with this woman, to figure out how Qatar is funding this YouTube channel, I guess, or something, because everyone, I guess, is being blamed for being funded by Qatar, except for Bibi Netanyahu, who's going through an entire trial right now because he allegedly got money via Qatar to Hamas because he, as they're alleging, wanted October 7th to happen so that as a pretext, they could go to war. If you're following that trial at all, which our mainstream media is not, or if you're interested in following that trial, you can just literally pay attention to any publication in Israel, Haaretz. They publish in English, and they'll tell you exactly what's going on. It's called Qatargate, and the Western media has no interest in Qatargate at all. They have no interest in trying to find out whether or not Bibi Netanyahu funded Hamas in order to have October 7th happen. That's just not interesting to them. They just want war with Iran. So disappointing. And like I said, Dave Smith really has it right. We are just it's a show. It's all a show. I mean, we have Trump saying, I'm in communication with Iran. I don't want war with Iran, but also not mentioning that we're moving weapons to our CIA base Diego Garcia and sending a strong signal that we will go nuclear with Iran, which is obviously a mistake, but they don't care about our lives at all. And we do have to, at some point, be willing to have a discussion about what's guiding this, because it is being guided by religion largely, people that believe that Netanyahu is going to usher in the Messiah. And we have tons of documents on that and people speaking about that. This is like, they believe that this is everything that's going to happen is about the Messiah. And so they don't care what happens. They don't care who dies. They don't care how many of us have to die. The mission here is something that they feel is almost spiritual. But we won't have time to do a deep dive on that. I will get Ian Carroll back on and we will do a deep dive on that, because as I told you, I'm working for him to take over my show while I'm gone, because I know that he will do it justice. And we have very many rabbit holes to go down, which I'm excited about. Anyways, you guys, before I get into reading some of your comments, which I'm dying to hear. All right, so we have this comment first and foremost from Toot Mascoot. I love that. Toot Mascoot. What do you have to say? Yo, Candace and George, any chance we could get some man merch? The anti-feminist and make him a sandwich gear just wouldn't go over the same way if us dudes were to wear it. I actually think it would be really funny if a guy just wore a shirt that said anti-feminist or make him a sandwich. Maybe not those colors. We did drop some new colors though. Didn't we drop new colors? But maybe it still has the woman with the arm on it. You're right. We got to get some darker colors maybe, because the colors are a little bit effeminate. I will look into that. By the way, I definitely want to shout out for those of you guys that have signed up on our website. Our website was built by Patmos. You might have seen everything being revamped, and their team is amazing. So if you guys are looking for someone to host you, an alternative to the big hosting companies, multiple data centers, and a U.S. customer service base, Patmos provides tremendous value for all of your hosting needs and web development needs. If you're looking to do something independent, big tech's got you down. You can discover why businesses save big and get better service when you switch to Patmos. So visit patmos.tech to make the switch today. That's patmos.tech. Okay, who else do we have in the comments section? Theo, was that actually Theo Vaughn? Wow, Theo Vaughn is in the comments section. I was going to play a prank on him for April 1st since I found he was my next door neighbor. Theo, if you're still watching, I was going to put Pikachu all over your yard because I'm still confused about your beef with Pikachu. When you thought about him, you said, oh God, he's nasty. And no one really understands why you think he's nasty, so I was just going to put him in your yard, but I didn't do it. I resisted the urge. Nicholas Grimmy writes, Candace, look into Taylor's production inspiration on the Reputation album. She said it's sonically inspired by the music in Game of Thrones. Who is behind the dragons, Tay or Ryan? Yes, some of you guys emailed me, and also the exact language, this is crazy, the exact language that Ryan puts in his message to Justin Baldoni about like what Taylor Swift and him are to Blake Lively. Taylor Swift also used it in a speech at NYU. Very strange, okay? Maybe Ryan wrote her speech. He's pretty controlling. I'm sure he just banged out a speech for Taylor Swift, and she's like, I write music. I don't write NYU speeches. And he's like, I do scripts. Who knows? Also, it was in New York. Obviously, she would have been staying with them. But I have to get all that together. I'll package a little update for you guys tomorrow on all things Taylor Swift and dragons. But the one thing that we did learn yesterday is that Ryan is a queen, okay? He is a queen. An opinion, I love that for a name, writes, RFK Jr. wrote the foreword to Vaccine Whistleblower Exposing Autism Research Fraud at the CDC by Kevin Barry. He knows. Dr. Thompson admitted it from the CDC. Yeah. So who controls the CDC? Who controls Big Pharma? Who's earning money and would have stopped him from going on the mission and delivering on the mandate? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. And it's the same people who brought us all of the COVID lies. That's the reality. And we know that they're tremendously powerful because they shut down effectively the entire world on the basis of lies. So let's not doubt what he's up against, but let's also have the courage to recognize that he sold out. You know, that's just what it is. And I'm sorry if that makes people feel like I pivoted because I won't like become a neocon, like, you know, and just tell you guys it's all part of a bigger plan. We're being sold out, but that's a part of an even bigger plan. Just wait until next month and you'll see that it's like, no, let's just call a spade and recognize that we maybe perhaps we need to stop relying on government for solutions, full stop. Shauna writes, Anomaly. I love Anomaly, actually. He made my first video ever go viral. Had an interview with David Harris asking him to ask Trump the hard questions because he was close to the team. David knows all the things he is attacking Candace for. He sold out to hang at Mar-a-Lago. It's like a running theme. Like Mar-a-Lago's like, it's nice. Been there a lot of times. It's got good food. Not enough to sell out. I mean, the food's not like that good. I'm sorry, Trump. It's not. I'm just like, it's like, it's nice, I guess, Palm Beach, but not enough to sell out. And I'm 9 months pregnant and I still I'm pretty hungry right now. And I still would be like, nah, I gotta keep my integrity intact. So I don't know, but that seems to be the theme. They just want to be in the in crowd and they'll say whatever. But I just hope everybody recognizes that like when it all comes down, they'll kill you too. Like, I just want to like, it's just, when you get to the point where you have to like start saying that it's like cool for like innocent babies and children to die. And you're like, well, I'm in the crowd that's saying it. So my innocent children and babies won't die. No, that's not really how it works. Actually, one of the things that's hidden and it's in a book that I read. I wish I could recall the author, Israeli historian. It might be Shlomo Sand. Don't quote me directly. But I was reading, and he was someone who was an Israeli historian, kind of defected from Zionism. And he's like, one of the worst kept secrets is that the person who established Israel, who's credited with it, Theodore Herzl, said, like, I'll kill, like, if we have to kill 2 million Jews or 4 million Jews, whatever he said, to get Israel established as a state, then let's do it. Like, then so be it. Okay, that's like, and I'm going to find that quote for you because someone's going to be like, that's not true. No, actually, he said that. So I just also want you to know that, like, if you're Jewish and backing this up, they'll kill you too. Like, it's just, there's no one that won't, when you get to the level of I will kill a child and lie about it, you're at the level where I'll kill anybody and lie about it. Like, there's a bigger thing happening here. So don't think you're, like, marked safe by being a sellout and pretending like you don't think that, babies dying is wrong. Just want to let you know, you die too. Maybe they kill you last, but you're dying too, okay? just putting that out there. Okay, this person, Adele Q, writes, expose that international criminal and genocide lover. No place for him at the White House. Arabs for Candace. Are you talking about John J. Sullivan? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Benjamin Netai? Who are you talking about exactly? I'm not sure who you're talking about. And then we have one person who disagrees with Dave Smith. This is Cultured Redneck. I like that, a cultured redneck. He writes, Dave fails to mention that the Houthis attacked U.S. sailors 174 times since November 23rd. I don't care if Israel is trying to do USS Liberty 2.0. Don't attack our sailors. Dave also doesn't know anything about Islam as shown on JRE. And then he lists some Quran scripture. Okay, I will let you have at it on Dave's channel and have Dave on. We just wanted to share your comment because it is good to have disagreements. And I very much disagree with that. It's just, we just can't come up with excuses for us to keep doing their bidding. And like, it's because of this, we're doing exactly what BB wants at all times. It's just, I'm bored. I'm just bored with it. I'm bored with all of the fake stuff. And like I said, like I'm not saying the food at Mar-a-Lago isn't good. It is good, but it's not that good, not sellout good. Anyways, let me stop speaking before I get myself into more trouble, before another article is written about my pivot, before I get listed next to Miss Rachel as anti-Semite of the galaxy, which I think that could be an award that they're producing. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow.